While India's overall economy grew at 6.5% in 2024-25, one state grew in double digits at 11%. This is a state that makes the phone in your hand, the cars on your street, the shoes on your feet. We're talking about Tamil Nadu.
The highest real economic growth rate in India.
One of India's most industrialized and urbanized states.
Today, 1 in every 2 smartphones exported from India comes from Tamil Nadu. Apple's biggest iPhone assembly outside China is in Tamil Nadu. And there is so much more. It is the second largest state economy in India, having the highest number of factories in the country, one of the highest literacy and women worker rates. But none of this happened overnight. This is a 70-year journey that becomes the playbook for not just India but for the entire world. So today we are breaking down the Tamil Nadu model, the 5 pillars that enable this transformation and how it became the perfect success story for India's growth. Section 1, the long build from 1950s to 2015. In the 1950s, Tamil Nadu was an agricultural state. The Kaveri Delta region, especially Tanjavur district, was called the rice bowl of Tamil Nadu because it produced massive amount of rice. Towns were small, most people worked on farms or in shops. The state made textile and grew crops. That was the economy. But Tamil Nadu's leaders made a choice to continue agriculture but also to grow industry alongside it. So in 1961, the government built the heavy vehicles factory in Avadi near Chennai. This factory made tanks for Indian Army. And around the same time, Ashok Leyland set up to make trucks and buses. These weren't high-tech industries, but they started an industrial culture of trained workers, supervisors, and engineers. People started to learn about how to operate machines and run factories. And at the same time, other industries were growing too. In Coimbatore, small engineering workshops started making water pumps in 1930 and electric motors in 1937. These pumps helped farmers to irrigate their fields. By the 1960s and 70s, Coimbatore had become a cluster of engineering firms making pumps, motors, and wet grinders. In Tirupur, entrepreneurs started with small knitting units making cotton innerwears for domestic market in the 1920s. In the Ambur-Vellore belt, leather tanneries and footwear workshops were making shoes for the local market. Tamil Nadu was building industrial muscle across multiple sectors in multiple regions without realizing its true potential. And then in the 1965, the government created TIDCO, the Tamil Nadu Industrial Development Corporation, whose primary job was to partner with big companies on large industrial projects and provide financial support. But small and medium factories actually created more jobs than big ones. So in 1971, the government created SIPCOT, the State Industries Promotion Corporation of Tamil Nadu. SIPCOT focused on building industrial parts with roads, power and water already in place. Basically a ready-made ecosystem where companies could just show up and start production. But this was the 1970s and 80s. And then in 1991, India opened its economy. Global manufacturers started looking for a place to build factories. Tamil Nadu was ready. The land was there, the roads were built, the workers were trained. Tamil Nadu's chief ministers became salespeople and pitched Tamil Nadu to the entire world. In the 1996, Hyundai chose Chennai to build its first India car factory and started production in 1998. And then came Ford, Renault, Nissan, BMW, but also each car company brought hundreds of part suppliers with it, making seats, tires, electronics and engine parts. Hosur, a small town near Karnataka border, became a major hub with TVS Motors, Ashok Leyland and Daimler India. But other industries were exploding too. In the 1980s, Tirupur shifted from domestic innerwear to export quality t-shirts and knitwears. By the 1990s, it accounted for 80% of India's cotton knitwear exports. The Ambur-Vellore leather belt started making branded leather shoes for global exports. Tamil Nadu was becoming a diversified industrial economy. But the biggest change was about to come. In 2005, Nokia, the world's biggest phone company, chose Tamil Nadu to build the world's largest mobile phone plant in Sri Perumbudur. And then Nokia created a special economic zone and brought in suppliers like Foxconn, Salcom and Flextronics. By 2010, the Nokia campus employed around 8,000 people directly. So now Tamil Nadu has entered the global electronic manufacturing. But in 2014,
mobile phone making major Nokia shut down its largest plant at Tamil Nadu Sri Perumbudur.
Nokia faced legal issues and shut down its operation. Over 20,000 people lost their income. The world's largest phone factory went silent. However, The factory building, the infrastructure, the workers, and the ecosystem still existed, right? So the state government worked to resolve the tax dispute and reached out to Apple's supplier. In 2019, Salcom, a major Apple component maker, took over the old Nokia campus to make iPhone chargers, and factory came back to life. And Tamil Nadu had learned something critical. Electronics was the future, and it was ready to go all in. But how did they do it? Section 2, the Tamil Nadu model, 5 pillars. There are 5 main strategies that differentiated Tamil Nadu from all the other states and made it one of the biggest manufacturing hubs of the country. Pillar 1, welfare as an economic strategy. Freebie culture is not new in India, but Tamil Nadu is one state that has used welfare strategically. Instead of just spending money, they invested in people, and those people returned that investment back into the economy. They built schools every 3 kilometers and started midday meals to encourage students to come to school. By 1982, this was adopted nationwide. They gave free uniform to reduce caste differences, free textbooks, free bicycles, free bus passes and laptops to college students. And the state also invested very heavily in women empowerment through education and employment programs. And this created results. Today, 42% of all the women factory workers in India work in Tamil Nadu, and it's on track to achieve a full literacy status soon with 95% literacy rate. Tamil Nadu spent 90,000 crores on welfare programs just this year, but that spending created the skilled workforce that brings in factories, jobs, and economic growth. Pillar 2, small businesses. When a company builds a car, it doesn't make every part itself, right? It assembles parts from hundreds of suppliers. The seats come from one company, the dashboard would come from another, the door handles, the lights, the electronics, each come from a different supplier. But if they have to import all these parts, manufacturing becomes slow and expensive, right? So Tamil Nadu solved this problem. The state has 33 lakh registered small and medium businesses, and these workshops makes the component that big factories need. The government is supporting these small firms through common facility centers, shared workshops with expensive testing equipments and quality labs that individual or small businesses cannot afford. Tamil Nadu has 28 centers running and 16 more under construction. The state also offers capital subsidies and certification help. This is creating a complete supply chain inside Tamil Nadu. Everything they need is within reach, making manufacturing faster, cheaper, and more reliable. And it actually locks the big companies in. They can't easily move production because this entire supply chain is here. Plus, when production expands, these small businesses expand with them. Pillar 3, political stability. Tamil Nadu politics is dominated by 2 parties, DMK and ADMK. They have fought each other for 50 years now over language, over caste, policy, power, but they agree on one thing: Tamil Nadu's industrial growth. Both parties are rooted in Dravidian politics, which emphasize Tamil pride, social justice, and economic development. So you see, this is creating a shared commitment to making Tamil Nadu an economic powerhouse. So even when they fight elections, they don't cancel each other's growth-oriented deals. For example, when DMK signs an investment agreement with a company, ADMK honors it when they win power. When ADMK builds an industrial park, DMK keeps it running. This gives companies what they desperately need: confidence. Because when you invest thousands of crores in a factory, you're betting on a 20-year of stable operation. So you need to know that the rules won't change after every election. And Tamil Nadu delivers that with certainty. Pillar 4, clusters. Most states concentrate industry in one place. Maharashtra built Pune, Gujarat focused on Ahmedabad. This works but creates congestion and high cost. But Tamil Nadu took a different path. They built multiple clusters across the state, each specializing in one industry. For example, Tirupur had 20,000 garment manufacturers of knitwear, accounting for 90% of India's cotton knitwear exports, and employs 10 lakh people. On the other hand, Coimbatore has over 50,000 engineering firms making pumps, making motors, and other goods. Amur focused on leather and footwear. Chennai Sri Perumbudur handles auto and electronics. Hosur does automobile components. So this creates a plug-and-play system for the companies. They don't have to build a supply chain from scratch. Everything is ready. This also spreads jobs and economic progress across Tamil Nadu instead of concentrating everything in just one place, so growth reaches more people. Pillar 5, hyper-specific policies built on Tamil Nadu's strength. Most Indian states announce industrial policies with targets, attract 50,000 crore investment or create 1 lakh jobs. These are general goals that apply to any industry. But Tamil Nadu did something different. They analyzed and picked specific industries to dominate based on what they were already good at. Like in 2020, Tamil Nadu said, we will focus on electronics with a target of $100 billion in electronics output and 25% of India's electronics export. This is because they already had the Sri Perumbudur clusters from the Nokia era. So they had trained workers, they had suppliers and infrastructure. They just needed to scale it up. In 2021, they identified such sunrise sectors: electronics, electric vehicles, semiconductors, aerospace, and biotech. These weren't random picks. Tamil Nadu already had auto manufacturing, right? So EVs made sense. They also had electronic experience, so semiconductors were the next logical step. Then they had engineering talent, so aerospace could actually work. Plus, they made it hyper-specific. Companies in sunrise sectors get capital subsidies up to 50%, subsidized land, stamp duty waivers, and power tariff cuts. But the policy documents list exact formulas, like how much subsidy based on investment size, how many jobs you must create, which district you set up in. And this gives super clarity to any company who is looking to invest. Section 3, the Apple era and China +1. In 2020, the world changed for manufacturing. COVID-19 locked down Chinese factories, supply chain broke. Companies that relied entirely on China suddenly couldn't get products to customers. And at the same time, tensions between the United States and China were rising. The US government started restricting Chinese tech companies and pushing American firms to reduce dependence on China. And then global companies panicked because for 30 years they had built everything in China and now suddenly they needed a backup plan. They called it China +1. Keep some manufacturing in China but also build a second base somewhere else. But the real question was where? India was one obvious answer, and Tamil Nadu was actually ready. In 2017, Foxconn, the Taiwanese giant that assembles iPhone for Apple, started small-scale iPhone production in Chennai, and it actually worked. So after 2020, Apple decided to go big. Foxconn built one of the largest iPhone assembly plant outside China near Sri Perumbudur. That same year, Tata bought a majority stake in Pegatron, an existing assembly plant for iPhones. This made Tata the first Indian company to assemble iPhones at this scale. So Apple now has two major assembly bases in Tamil Nadu, Foxconn and Tata. But iPhones aren't made just by two companies, right? An iPhone has 200 plus components. Each component comes from a different supplier. Apple started moving those suppliers to Tamil Nadu as well. Salcom, Jabil, Flex and other electronic firms set up plants around Chennai. So Tamil Nadu became a dense clusters of Apple suppliers. By financial year 2024, Tamil Nadu became India's top electronic exporter. The state actually exported nearly $10 billion worth of electronics, up 78% from previous year. Most of that was phones and components going to the United States and Europe. But it wasn't just electronics. Tamil Nadu saw another shift coming: electric vehicles. Government were pushing EVs and companies were racing to build batteries and electric motors. Tamil Nadu was already India's auto hub with Hyundai, Renault, Nissan, TVS and Ashok Leyland all based there. The state then decided to become India's EV capital. They released an EV policy with capital subsidies for EV manufacturers, tax breaks for buyers and subsidies for charging stations. And you know what? This policy attracted over 50,000 crore in EV investment commitments. Tamil Nadu positioned itself as the largest EV manufacturing hub in the entire South Asia. But the China +1 wave also brought in footwear. Taiwanese manufacturers set up in Tamil Nadu to supply Nike, Adidas, Crocs and Puma. Because the state already had the leather industry in Ambur and Vellore, it had trained workers, it had ports and dedicated infrastructure. So by 2024, Tamil Nadu was becoming the core of India's electronics and EV export strategy, and the state wasn't done yet. Section 4, the future, Vision 2030. Tamil Nadu today is an economic powerhouse. The state's GDP in 2023-24 was 27.22 lakh crore, despite having only 4% of India's land and 6% of the entire population of India. Tamil Nadu contributes 9.21% of India's GDP, manufacturing alone contributes 11.90% of India's manufacturing GDP. The state has 40,000 factories, the highest in India, and 25 lakh registered MSMEs, second highest in the country. Tamil Nadu is India's top electronics exporter and a major player in auto, textile, and leather. But they have set a bigger goal of becoming a 1 trillion economy by 2030. The focus is on 5 E's: education, employment, exports, environment, and equity. Growth must be high but also inclusive and sustainable. And that is why Tamil Nadu is upgrading what it already does well. Like textile is moving from basic garments to technical textile and branded exports. Leather is shifting to sports shoes and premium products. Auto is transitioning from petrol cars to EVs and advanced electronics. The goal is to move from making things to designing them. But the real bet is on 4 new frontiers. First, semiconductors. In 2024, Tamil Nadu released a policy to attract chip fabs and design houses. So right now, Tamil Nadu assembles phones, but if it can make the chip that goes inside those phones, it enters one of the world's most strategic industries. The United States and China are fighting over semiconductors, and Tamil Nadu wants to be a part of the global supply chain. Second, space. Tamil Nadu released a space industrial policy in 2025. Space is a $600 billion industry globally and growing fast. So, Tamil Nadu wants to make satellites, rocket components, and space equipments, not just for ISRO but for private space companies too. Third, aerospace and defense. Tamil Nadu has made military tanks since 1961 and it has heavy engineering capacity, so now the state wants to make aircraft components, drones, and defense electronics. India now is already pushing domestic defense manufacturing and Tamil Nadu wants to have the biggest share. Fourth, global capability centers. These are back offices and R&D centers that global companies set up in India. Chennai already has GCCs for tech, finance, and engineering firms. The GCC sector is expected to grow from $45 billion nationally to $110 billion by 2030. But reaching $1 trillion won't be easy, right? Tamil Nadu has the infrastructure and the policies, but it needs more engineers trained in chip design. They need more companies willing to bet on space and more venture capital to back deep tech startups. Chennai is also getting crowded. Traffic is an issue, real estate is getting expensive, all part of growth. But the state needs to spread more growth to other cities. And if Tamil Nadu pulls it off, it won't just be India's richest state. It will prove that India can compete on high-value innovation, not just low-cost labor, and that changes how the world sees Indian manufacturing. So when global companies plan their next manufacturing hub, India now appears on the shortlist alongside China, Vietnam, and the rest. The world is realizing that India isn't the future of cheap labor. It is actually the future of advanced manufacturing because Tamil Nadu proved that. So if one state can prove that welfare and wealth work together, that investing in people creates the workforce that power factories, that political rivals can protect the growth of the state, imagine if this mindset gets applied nationwide. Tamil Nadu is showing India what's possible when you commit to a vision and execute it consistently without stopping.